Good morning. Welcome to worship with the community of First Unitarian Church of Omaha. My name is Shari Woodbury. I'm the congregation's minister. Whether you're attending online or in person, on Sunday morning or some later time in the week, I'm glad you have chosen to join us for worship. From the Latin, worship means to remember that which is of worth. And thus we gather together in community weekly to reground ourselves in our highest values. A special welcome to visitors. This congregation is a community of all ages and abilities. It's a community with a rainbow of gender and sexual identities. It's a community of diverse cultural and class backgrounds. We draw from many sources of inspiration and share common liberal religious values. Whoever you may be, you're welcome to bring your whole self into this community. There we go. If you're joining us online, I encourage you to create a YouTube account and sign in when you participate that way. This will let you take parts in the comments for things like joys and concerns. Of course, everyone's invited to subscribe to our channel, and if a service particularly touched you and you think that it might be beneficial to someone else that you know, you can share it with them. By the way, if you'd like to see all the photos we might share from the building improvements that have already begun, we're posting them in the church's closed Facebook group. You can search for First U Forum - First Unitarian Church of Omaha and request to join it. It's very exciting to follow along the progress with the RE roof, the sanctuary windows, and more. I have two announcements to share with you this morning. The Christmas Eve service will be held at 6 p.m. this year. It's a service of music and seasonal stories for all ages, concluding with Silent Night by candlelight. Visiting family and friends are most welcome to join in the merriment. And on Christmas Day, church members Tricia Pyatt and others are hosting a potluck dinner in the common room here at the church. The doors will open at 4:30, and all are welcome to come. You can bring a dish to share. And I just heard downstairs that one of our musical members is planning a karaoke sing-along at 7 after the potluck, so that's going to be a lot of fun. If you are planning to come to the potluck, please RSVP to Tricia. You'll see her when she lights the chalice in a bit. Her number is 402-681-7870. And all of that is on the back of your lyrics sheet, so you'll have her number there. Our church occupies the traditional treaty lands of the Omaha and Otoe-Missouri tribal nations, whose sovereignty existed long before the state of Nebraska. We express our respect as well to other tribes native to Nebraska, including the Ponca, the Winnebago, and the Santee Sioux, as well as many others represented in the metro area. Let us all continue to educate ourselves and support causes, charities, and rights of Indigenous peoples where we live. Invite forward Tricia Pyatt to light the flaming chalice. Again, she's the person you can call, text, or tell today if you want to come to the Christmas Day potluck. Will you join me in the chalice lighting words? Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace, light of love, alive in all creation, as we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life. Thank you, Tricia.
Like those shepherds who were on the hillsides with their flocks, like those wise ones in their observatories with their telescopes and astronomical charts, we find our daily work interrupted by these holidays. Like them, we can't keep on working. We have to listen to singing angels, and we have to deal with the call of that special star. The little town of Bethlehem is thronged with people who have come to be taxed, crowding streets and shops, and we have to find our way to the unknown place where a wonderful new beginning awaits. What precious new beginning are you seeking this season? For what do you push through crowds? What have the angels told you? What is the call of the star?
I invite you to rise if that feels good in your body and join in our opening song, number 254, Sing We Now of Christmas. Each week, we practice sharing with others through a community offering, putting into practice our religious value of generosity. Half of undesignated gifts are donated to a local cause, which resonates with UU values. If you're online or prefer to use your smartphone, you can use the QR code in the order of service. For the month of December, our Share the Plate beneficiary is the Omaha Alternatives to Violence Project, sometimes called AVP. AVP offers guidance, support, and workshops based on the belief there is a power that is able to transform violent and destructive situations and behaviors into liberating and constructive experience and cooperative behavior. Using the Alternatives to Violence Project curriculum, participants practice ways for changing opponents into friends and bringing justice out of injustice. Thank you for giving as you are able. Each week, we practice sharing with others through our joys and concerns. Those things that are bringing joy to our life can uplift others as well when we share them. And those challenges that we face, well, our community can surround us with their care when we share those challenges. We've got a couple here that I know Colin is going to share. As he's coming forward, I'll share one of my own. For anyone who prays or sends healing energy, I'd very much appreciate doing that for my mother, Vicki, and my father, Roger. On their way from our place in Omaha to my brother's in Colorado, my mother fell a couple of days ago, broke her femur in 2 places, and has been hospitalized in North Platte and had surgery yesterday morning. So we are sending big healing energy to her and wishing them patience until they are able to get home again. Thank you.
My mother, Michelle Ann McDonald, passed away early Saturday morning. I believe she was at peace at the time of her death. At this time, there is no public memorial service or celebration of life planned. I thank the congregation and Reverend Shari for your support, cards, flowers, and well wishes at this time. Also from Catherine Plumley. George Plumley Jr., father of Catherine Plumley, also passed away on Saturday, December 21st. A deeply Christian man, he was at peace, with his life well lived and ready to meet his Maker. It is well with his soul. From Linda Dreibelbis, saying, I am very grateful my son, Grant, flew in from Los Angeles and is joining us today. I felt blessed to have both my grown children here for Christmas. As I leave this pulpit today, I am going to take one of those ribbons there and tie it in honor of my mother and in honor of Catherine's father. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Welcome, Grant, our love to Colin and to Catherine and all those who are grieving loved ones during this holiday. And by the way, these wreaths will remain up through Christmas Eve. If there's someone you'd like to acknowledge that you're missing at this time of year, whether it be to death or distance or dementia, be it a family member, a pet, a friend, you can feel free to come and tie a ribbon on at any time. And now I invite you to join in a ritual of candle lighting. Mary Kay Peters is going to come forward and help with this. These are not Advent candles, nor is this a Hanukkah menorah. We light these candles to acknowledge our own convictions that move us to great ends. You can sing along with Mary Kay and me to Spirit of Life, if you like. It's number 123 in the hymnal. Just note that we'll be pausing between phrases as part of the ritual rather than singing the melody straight through. So I'll indicate a pause like so as we're getting near the end of a phrase where we're going to stop. Let's begin. Spirit of life, come. For sacred truth that has moved people in every age, of every tradition, and from every culture. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. We light this candle for the love that lifts us and bids us give voice to those who have too often been silenced. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. We light this candle for the prophets of every age and every faith who teach justice and freedom and human dignity. Roots would be close, wings set me free. We light this candle for the heritage of many faiths and many teachers who continue to inspire us in hope and encourage to hold fast to the truth of our souls. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. May it ever be so. As we hold in the heart of this community all those who know both joys and challenges, grief and gratitude, I invite you to turn inward. You may wish to check your posture, make sure you're comfortable in your seat, perhaps rest your hands gently on your lap, perhaps let your eyelids slide closed. After a common prayer, we'll hold a time of shared silence, which I'll end with the sound of the bell. Spirit of life, may each person within the sound of my voice feel a sweet stillness envelop them. Each one has chosen to be part of this gathering, to set aside the holiday to-do lists and the worries in order to be present in this moment. In place of bustle, may they know peace. Instead of loneliness, may they feel companioned. Beyond wistfulness or whatever emotions arise for Christmas is past, may hearts open to the gifts of this year. For those who are tired, let them rest. For those who are fearful or jaded, let them be touched by hope. For those who have been hurt, let them taste healing. Spirit of love, work your magic among us, that the true spirit of Christmas may find a quiet home in us. So may it be. Amen. A time of silence for your own reflection or prayer. A word about today's carols. You may know some of the songs and others may be new to you. Some traditional carols have alternate words in our hymnal consistent with Unitarian and Universalist theologies. Feel free to sing the words as they're written there or to revert to familiar words that you may know well from childhood. And by the way, those who like to harmonize can feel free to do so. Don't worry about getting every note right. Our aim here is to immerse ourselves in the feelings and the images of the songs, for the music to be a way into peace and presence. Our first reading is a story drawn from real-life experience. It comes from Curtis Meyer, who was working as a nurse in a British hospital at the time that he wrote it. Names have been changed in the interest of privacy. The story is called Christmas in the ER.
Christmas in the ER. The acute medical unit is a high-octane environment, a tangle of clinicians engaged in the frantic battle to save lives. End-of-life care has never been its forte. On a cold, dark October evening, an 84-year-old man named Mark lay in the electric profiling bed, adjusted so far forward that his chin dropped onto his chest every time he nodded off. The relentless struggle to breathe had exhausted him, and the increasing roar of the CPAP machine forcing air into his lungs confirmed that his efforts were flagging. Arms and feet purple from continuous blood samples, Mark looked like he had been through a war. Intravenous fluids cascading down a line into his arm. The all too predictable progression of chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder had taken its course, and Mark was on the final lap. Mark's daughter Clara sat by his side, changing the damp towels on his forehead and adjusting the fan on the bedside table. They didn't want me to call his wife. She has dementia, Clara explained, and it would be too much of a shock. I called the outreach nurse, Sally. Sally was on call for all the wards of the hospital that night and wanted Mark to be on her list. And I wanted Mark to be on her list, as I didn't think he'd last until tomorrow. Later in the evening, Sally and I arrived at Mark's bedside simultaneously. Both of us were surprised to find the chaplain there. Neither of us knew who had called him, but guessed it had been Clara. The staff regarded him coolly, as if he had jumped out of a time machine from the Middle Ages to remind us that the end is near. In a sonorous bass voice, standing in the midst of a world where clinicians expend every option in a persistent attempt to save life, or at least prolong it, a man who comes to help someone prepare for death is an outsider. Sensing this, he was fidgeting and slightly uncomfortable. We all exchanged awkward formalities, our invisible worlds clashing. Then Mark tore off his oxygen mask. It was difficult for him to be heard over the alarms beeping at him to replace his lifeline, but his voice was clear and crisp between gasps. Could we sing, "O Come All Ye Faithful"? His words were a bomb in the unit, but everyone knew the unspoken code. A patient's wish should be respected. It felt zany and out of place singing that particular song in that room. The two atmospheres collided like cumulonimbus, producing a near audible thunderclap that sent vibes across the unit. The frantic pace dropped off for a moment. People looked. Some joined in, but our little corner was bright with Christmas cheer. It was as if the benevolent spirit of Christmas present had stepped out of Dickens' novel and was sprinkling everything with magic from his torch. I am sure there were a few Scrooges whose hearts were warmed. "Sing, choir of angels, sing in exultation," rang out louder and stronger, and we could practically hear them singing along. The whole room was filled with their glorias. It was a moment I wished would never end. I have relived it in my thoughts many times since, because it gives me hope that the spirit of Christmas can break in anywhere and everywhere. Let it break in. Risk giving it a day pass into your workplace. If it feels out of order, then it is all the more urgently needed.
Just as you are, let us sing number 253, O Come All Ye Faithful. We'll do the 3 English verses, skip the Latin one. And remember, you can sing either the words that are given or more traditional ones you may know. It's fine to be seated if you prefer. We 3 kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar. Kneel us rest in the wonder of the star. In shared silence, you might wish to contemplate the ordinary miracles of newborn babes and of the Christmas spirit, which can break in anywhere, anytime. I invite you from your seats to join in a responsive reading. A response line is the title of the piece and appears on this slide as well. Let us be that stable. I'll cue you like this when it's your turn to say it. Let's give that a try. Okay, let's begin. Let us be the place that welcomes at last the weary and rejected, the pilgrim stranger, the coming life. Today, let not the frigid winds that pierce our inadequate walls, our mildewed hay, or the fetid leavings of our cattle shame us from our beckoning. Let our outstretched arms be a manger, so that the infant hope, swaddled in love, may have a place to lie. Let a cold beacon shine down upon us from a solstice sky to guide to us the seekers who will come. Let the lowly shepherd and all who abide in the fields of their labors lay down their crooks and come to us. Let the seers, sages, and potentates of every land traverse the shifting dunes, the rushing rivers, and the stony crags to seek our rude frame. Let herdsmen and high lords kneel together under our thatched roof to lay their gifts before wonder. Today, let us be that stable. Let us sing. 255. We rest again in silence.
Will you study these signs as carefully as you study the prices in the Christmas catalogs? Will you seek out the manger as diligently as you search for the right scarf or this year's toy? Will you examine your heart's pilgrimage and be sure towards what stable it carries its precious gifts? Will you be a wise fool to find and follow the strange star of truth in a sky full of glittering lies?
For Joy, a poem by Jan Richardson. You can prepare, but still it will come to you by surprise. Crossing through your doorway, calling your name in greeting, calling your name in greeting, turning like a child who quickens suddenly within you. It will astonish you how wide your heart will open in welcome for the joy that finds you so ready and still so unprepared.
$249. On this day, everywhere, children's songs. last piece is on your lyric sheet. And let's listen to Judi play through the melody before we join in so you know which melody we're singing it to. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill, goodwill. I thought how as the day had come, the belfries of our Christendom had rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth to all goodwill. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth to all goodwill. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth God sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth to all goodwill. Till ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from day to day. A voice, a chant sublime of peace on earth to all We rest in the giving of peace to all the world. "'Tis the season when the stars left their habitual places and kindled wildfire tidings that spread faster than sound. 'Tis the season when the shepherds left their posts to rejoice and share the news with each other. 'Tis the season when wise people began a quest for peace to rule the earth. 'Tis the season when the animals left their warm burrows and the lion lay down with the lamb. 'Tis the season when a babe was born and roses fooled the earth and began to bloom in the snow.